morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you guys are at. I hope you're having a fantastic day. It's SoulSaint here, and I want to talk to you guys about something a little bit different. It's 2024. It's its conclusion. The roundup is coming up around here, and I feel like me and Playum have been able to work on some things. We've been able to do some stuff along the way, and I'm feeling very, very grateful is probably the best words I can describe. So with that being said, I want to talk to you guys about some of the best things and some of the most interesting things that has happened in my life. In terms of highlights and whatnot, in terms of some things that have happened in the game, and some people I want to thank along the way. So, with that being said, we're going to kind of jump into the game here, but I'm going to kind of go on my little yapathon, as you guys already know, and I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the stuff that I experienced over the course of this year. So, this year was super prominent. I went from being kind of like, I want to say, in a decent situation where I was like super early in game and super like basically kind of finding my way to like finding competitiveness within like some of the top end side of stuff. But I didn't feel like I hit over that plateau to a point where I'm there. I'm amongst the best, right? And I will say this, there's going to be some things that I'll go from like a competitive standpoint, but just as well, something from like a community standpoint that I think that resonates with me. So, number one, personal. Let's get personal with it for a second here. For those of you guys who don't know, we've had like a really crazy situation that happened in the United States with Hurricane Helene. Unfortunately, or depending how you look at it, fortunately, I was amongst some of the people who were impacted by that hurricane, that natural disaster that hit us from the southeast. It was rough. It was kind of interesting. I was out for the better part of almost October, and it was scary to say the least, but it was also, and when I say fortunate, is that I was in it because it also helped me teach that like it doesn't matter what you got going in life. At the glance of an eye, things can just change. Your life could change, and it could be for the better or for the worse. And I take those negatives upon myself in a sense to try to flip it into something positive. I could have been amongst many of the people who didn't make it past that day. I could have been amongst many of the people who had a much more worse situation than what we did. I mean, we just had the lights go out, for lack of better words. Our house was never touched. And I am so, so grateful that my family and I are safe across the board. You know, everybody was accounted for. And I got to learn how to do, generator stuff. So for anybody that likes to play Dead by Daylight, I was one of those guys tinkering, making sure it's up and running. And, we got the house online, as a byproduct. It was a really cool situation that turned into a lot of camaraderie. My mother and my grandmother, who I want to tell, if you ever watch this video, thank you so much for being in my life. We learned to adapt together in that situation, and, frustrations and all that aside, we made it through. And the biggest thing is that I came back to, I was worried about like, oh man, people may not want to watch me anymore because I was inconsistent during that month. And, a lot of that brain fodder, mental unnecessariness that comes with, being inactive for so long. And I was met back with so many people in the community, and this is where I'm going to flip it to you guys now, that were just super, super positive, man. We were happy to see you be back, and all the comments, and it's like, yo, let's get back into it. Let's get let's grind it out. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. And it just was very endearing to see that people gave a crap about me. You know what I mean? For lack of better words. Even with like, I believe Ace and Banana, if you guys watch this, is also, they kind of said, yo, make sure you stay safe, and that's really all that matters, is that they forget all the other stuff that goes around, content creation or whatever you want to call it. They were first and foremost, hey, Soul, are you good? How you doing? Is everything all right? We're happy to see you're still going, and that meant a lot. It's the small things in life that sometimes can make a big impact on people. And that's why it's always important for us, whatever areas in our lives, both you and I that are watching this video right now, to, we don't know the battles that people are going through. So try to give them a moment of positivity, and that could just be a new beacon of light for the world, and that's always really good. And obviously we want that in Teleria. And as a byproduct of that, we ramped up and we started getting really, really aggressive with not only investing into trying to get our accounts a little bit more stronger, and some payoffs, some not so much great things. It comes with RNG. But some of the biggest accolades that I would say that I was able to hit, and I had to have to show you guys here. Let me see if I can pull it up. But I'm completely unprepared for this, as you can obviously see. But I wanted to show you guys some stuff that just means the world to me, because it's always been in my mindset to aspire to be better, to do more, to always rise above it. That's the whole point about being ascended, right? And amongst that, I've been challenged and challenging myself to go further and further beyond, going plus ultra and all that good stuff. But we end up getting to a point where, like, in our most recent the last couple of weeks ago, I hit my personal best, and I made it amongst what people normally record as the top leaderboards, which is the top 30. People within Platinum are constantly battling each other, and they're, iron sharpens iron. And I've been fortunate enough to meet and and become a part of some people and some crew members. Like Mad is a clan inside this community that you guys probably know pretty well, amongst other communities from what I've also heard too as well. And I've grown with those guys, those fellas. And I want to give a shout out to Big D. I probably annoy him way too much more than I do, but salute to Big D for always being someone who's willing to have a good conversation on the side about all things raid. And we really, hopefully I've given him some insight, and hopefully he's given me some insight that's been mutually beneficial for each other. And I think I can't say that like not having someone to like camaraderie with is kind of it's been a blessing for me. So I got to give a couple of those nods to some of the other guys also in the clan that have also like, hey, I'll test this for you. You put your defense up. I'll go ahead and start hitting and see what we can do. Like that level of like competitiveness and just that camaraderie was really, really cool. And it's given me a pretty cool accolade to kind of boast about, 23 like Jordan, we're on our way. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still not number one, and that's always an aspiration of mine. But slowly but surely, we're finding our way. And as I improve my capabilities, my acquisition of champions, my gear, which is something I'm actually feeling like I need to put more work on. I feel like that's some really, 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 really cool things that I've seen some progress along the way. I went from struggling to be in plat to going from, easy 300s now to easy 200s, easy 100s is normal. And then lo and behold, I went 50. And I was like, oh snap, I'm getting close, and then next thing you know, 28. Then next thing you know, 23. And I haven't beaten this one yet, but I'm going to go for a top 20, top 10 maybe even top 5. And then eventually maybe we scratch that number 1. That's the competitive side of me, and I enjoy it very much. And I'm very happy that I was able to experience this along with a lot of people who have a like-mindedness with me. So salute to the Mad Boys for their contributions to my success, believe it or not. And I think this kind of goes without saying for anybody. And I'll give my big hoopla at the very end of this, but you'd be surprised that I always used to be of the mindset that you're on your own. You're doing these things on your own. And you have to, like grind yourself. It's all about how much effort you put into, but it also comes with some helping hands along the way. And I think gratitude should go both ways. Put some reverence on yourself, but also to the people who have stuck with you. So I think that's pretty cool. I will say some really interesting things, and I won't deny it. Like, it's not been without its complications, its technicalities, and things that have been, some things I would wish for a little bit more of, and some things I would wish for it to just stay the same, or some things I would wish to be like, I love this new contribution. And with that, you have these feelings where like Curse City may have been very difficult before. Now it's a lot more easier to do. I mean, I'm already done with hard, which is something that I sometimes have struggled in the past to be able to do consistently. And now it's like, well, that's another one. That's another month done. I got it. And that's just to show the progress that I've been able to do over time and time. And it's just helped me out a lot, like just to never give up and never forsake the small progress. It's the little inches that give you the whole mile eventually, and I think that's pretty cool. Now, with that being said, even though nothing is perfect in life, Palladium, I hope, and as well as anybody else with Raid, they've been subjected to a lot of scrutiny. But with that being said, there are some things that have come out that I feel like have been really, really cool. For example, a lot of people are like torn and tossed and turned about Chimera, and it's very, very early that it's been out, and some people love it, some people are like, man, I'm not entirely sure about it. Some people seem to be like, I'm not as excited about it, and that's fair. But for me specifically, I will say this, like my overall investment on my account and where I've been able to get to it's been a fun experience being able to compete with my fellow clan members, as well as experiment with more and more things that make my account much more capable. So, believe it or not, I actually think that the relic system was great. I think it's a great contribution. It's another way for players to invest into the champions that they so love and get more out of them. I think that's cool. I think the same thing is also true to present ourselves with a new challenge where, to be honest with you, it's very encompassing. And I think that's something that a lot of people kind of take for granted. You can go a very heavy damage route to help out with clash points, or you can go more trial-based to help out for your own personal benefits with the rewards you get from it, as well as maybe some of the efforts that you also get with being able to do damage on top of that. So like a little middle ground. It has a little spot for almost everybody. People who want to I want a damage check. And I think that's something that we miss from Hydra, right? But Chimera kind of brings that a little bit. I mean, there are some caveats where you kind of have to figure out how to survive. Like, darn it, Ram form, you like to reflect too much. and that's, that's a part of it. But like, also like during that period when you're outside of that, it's like go ham, go home. You want to get as much damage as you can. And I find that very, very enjoyable for me. I love to pressure test and limit test the things that make me excited about this game. Is like I like to see how far is my top end now. How like I want to push it, and I've pushed it. Now, what does it look like now? What does that new plateau look like? And then the results will show for itself. And I think that's something that I truly enjoy. I think that is one thing that I feel like Chimera does well. Like it has a pocket for it. It's like, you know what, maybe I can't do the craziest amount of damage, but I'm really efficient at doing these trials. Or maybe I am all about my DPS numbers and I just go in and do it. Or I just got a little bit of in between. Right now, I'm kind of in that in between because I want a little bit of that damage, and I also want the rewards that come with kind of specializing in trials a little bit and finding that happy medium and now bolstering it up even more. That's the goal, right? So that's something that I have to say that Playam has done a fantastic job with. I think the relic systems that come with it, I'm actually kind of sad because I want to get more and more pieces to work with, but at the same time, too, I think they want us to enjoy and nurture into this experience, and that's why it's coming out at the rate it is, and I think that that's something that's like, I'm ready. Like, literally, I'll show you real quick here. When it comes to relics, I've just gotten started on them, and I have my own, like, you know, I did a video as a breakdown about, like, which way would be the best way to optimize getting the best value out of your ocular masses and the different rarities and what you would do. And you can go watch that video if you want, but the main thing is that, like, I got a chance to experience it, and now, you know, I got a little bit of a collection going on. I got some other pieces that are equipped on some people too as well, and I'm starting to level up, and I'm using some pieces as fodder and some pieces as not, and, you know, it's a part of the experience for right now, but I'm ready for more, and that tells you that, like, you're enjoying it, you know, and I think that, like, when you want something more, it gives a good indicator that people are excited about the thing that got released. So for me, I would consider Chimera and the relic system and the gemstones that are going to come with it a W. I think that's good on you. Good on you, Playam. Good job. Actually, you know, give the roses where they're due, you know? And I got to say this too as well for me. In terms of, like, support, there have been some key people who have always kind of showed up along the way. And someone that I didn't think that I would have a really good experience with / relationship with, where we had really good conversations and stuff. I've had a good experience with it. Like, they genuinely, like, want what's best for you, and it's hard to find those in an environment where people are, like, you know, the world is not perfect, obviously, right? But I gotta give a special shout out to someone. You guys know him in the community, probably more than me. But MTG Jedi, man, he's a fellow content creator that was a part of my experience of pushing to becoming a partner on YouTube. He was also a part of a lot of raids, and I wish I could shine it back towards him, where, like, he goes on and he's doing his thing for streaming and, you know, helping out the community in whatever way he sees fit, and maybe doing his own thing, you know, at the same time. But he always, whenever he has the opportunity to, he's spreading the love, and he's always reintroducing his community to me to give me more of a chance to shine. And I think that's something that's very selfless of him, and I wish I could repay you back. So if you're ever watching this, MTG, thank you. Thank you so much for your love and support, and I think that's something that will always carry with me. I mean, I hit a very big milestone in my career on YouTube, and you are part of it. So thank you so much, sir, and I hope that you have a successful 2025, and I hope to be there along with you, okay? Now, with that being said, I hope you guys have some perspective of your own. What is something that you really, really liked? I want to break it down. Let's even do champions. For me, it's crazy. It's very, very crazy, but, like, I've gotten a lot of mythics because, like, the 2Xs have been semi-decent. Like, I would say that they've been they've had their tumultuousness. Like, I went 115 deep and I didn't get anything. And then, you know, lo and behold, I was able to get some more primals, and shout out to the community members like Amatsu, who's helped me out. I want to give a special thank you to someone who's been working with me a little bit more on projects for YouTube exposure. Gover, who, if you can hear me, salutes to you, my guy. I appreciate you. They've been helping me out with some things, and just anybody who supported me along the way. A lot of my contributions, my success to this game have been a byproduct of you guys investing into me, and for lack of better words, even into my account, because the support you get sometimes goes back into, like, those shark pool videos or the SoulSaint videos, which we're going to be doing some soon, believe it or not. And they, you know, like, my account is not bad. I got some gems, you know, I got some diamonds, you know, and some really cool ones. And I'm just gonna point this out. The game changers, obviously. I wasn't expecting it, but I got a +4 Gizmac as a part of, like, all my mythical grabs. But some of the more recent grabs, the more newer ones that I'm really, really excited to, like, show more interactivity with, or in general, like, bring them up to snuff so that they're more capable, is Commonest. You know, we got the Joker in the house now. He's the most recent one that I just grabbed, and someone that I was, like, super prepared for when she came to my account, which was Crixia. I had her 6-star waiting for. I was like, man, if I can get her, it's go time. And sure enough, Eventually, it came true. I got her, and now I do so much work with her. She's so super cool. She's a great champion that I just get to enjoy constantly. It's like it's a great experience, honestly. And that's kind of what I get to experience out of this. And it's like, okay, not bad at all. And I'm really, really happy with being able to experience all these little things that give me enough of an upper hand sometimes against my opponents, or just like that extra love. Like, for example, another shout out to Amatsu. I was like, man, I wouldn't mind an Odin. I feel like he's going to be game changer. This is before everybody found out that he's busted. But I was like, man, I feel like he might be a game chamber champion. I want to try him and test him out. And Amatsu's like, I got you. Let's go get some prisms. And sure enough, he hooked me up, and I got to give it to credit where credit's due. He hooked me up, and we pulled it. And now it's like I'm like I give him as well as many other people tips about like their champions, and amongst them is like, how do you view Odin? I was like, I love him. He's great, and I feel like that's another W that player did with theirs. So tell me in your own words, what was some of your experiences that you felt like was really good? I loved the event dungeon. The only thing I wish was that I had more opportunities to farm it in terms of like energy resources, and that comes with more preparation in terms of self-management. But also, hey, player, we don't mind a couple good deals here and now. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to toss them at us, we'll oblige. You know what I mean? But at the same time, too, the champion himself. I think some of my personal favorites right now is definitely Odin. I would say Crixie. I still have a love. She's still got the new car scent, and I still love her. So that's a hard one. But I think Odin. It's been a while now, but I feel like Odin he's still holding it down for me. So how about you guys? Did you guys like any particular events that happened throughout the year? I feel like the anniversary was crazy. Both of them, both Player Games anniversary as well as raids, was phenomenal. It was great. We got to see one of the most dangerous champions in the game in Armands and so on and so forth. It's been fun. And I only hope to be able to continue to do this with you guys. And I don't know. I'm yapping over here, and I'm just basically saying my thank yous. I'm happy about this. I got that, and I'm happy to be alive. And that's kind of what it is in some rewards. But you guys got to talk to me. Tell me, how was your 2024 in raid? Did you enjoy all the champions you got? Did you hit something new that you weren't expecting you'd be able to do? Maybe that new personal best in Hydra, or maybe you found a new trick or a tip in Chimera. Maybe you watched me and you got something that you was like, share with me. Let me know what you guys think. And as always remember, until, the very end, always stay ascended. Take care.